Hello and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Amogbe.
I am Tayo Salam. Many thanks for joining us again.
Right, this is what the show looks like this morning. We're starting with the Nigerian Women's Football League Premiership players, where you have Pelican Stars, Abia Angels, Ibom Angels, and Dream Star Ladies who battle for survival to see if they can retain their status in the Premiership, while the last two who cannot make it will have to go on Championship relegation.
Can't wait for that one to kick off later today in Edo. Also on the show this time around, let's go to Europe, where it's a historic final for Villarreal. They qualified for the first European final after holding Arsenal to a goalless draw in the semi-final of the UEFA Europa League last night at the Emirates.
It simply means that for the first time in 25 years, next season, Arsenal may not even be in Europe.
May not. They still got a mathematical chance, Cecilia. Don't forget that.
Very slim,
yeah.
Except a miracle happened before they can get into the top 4 or maybe top 6.
Congratulations to Samuel Chukwueze and Villarreal. Of course, can't forget Unai Emery.
The Europa League specialist. He's in the final. United should watch out for that.
Yes.
Also on a program, yes, this one, 4th straight loss for the star-studded Brooklyn Nets.
Whoops. I don't know what's going on now with the Nets. There's a season high, by the way.
Yeah.
They took on the Mavs and they were soundly beaten. And that's where we're starting off the show from. Of course, all the games that were played, 7 in total. We have all the results for you before we focus on the Nets and on the travails of the Nets. We'll come back to that
the Nets and the Mavs.
later on. Let's give you the results first of all. Starting with the Bulls and the Charlotte Hornets, ended 120-99 in favor of Chicago. Complete sweep of the Hornets this season. Once again, Alfaro Camino didn't feature in that game. As a matter of fact, every single player got minutes with the exception of Alfaro Camino. It's a bit of a shame. Let's go on to the Nets and the Mavericks. Ended 113-109 in favor of the Mavs. We'll come back to that game later and see what's going on with the Brooklyn Nets going into the playoffs. The Wizards, of course, were in action against the Raptors, ended 131-129 in favor of Washington. Bradley Beal scoring 14 of his 28 points in the fourth quarter and overtime. Of course, Russell Westbrook had another triple-double, 34th of the season and 180th of his career. Just only one left now behind the record held by Oscar Robertson.
So close.
So we said it, Cecilia, was only a matter of when, not if. All right, let's go on to the Grizzlies and the Pistons. 111-97 in favor of Detroit. Wayne Ellington, Corey Joseph scoring 18 points apiece in that game to snap their 4-game losing streak. The Pacers defeated the Atlanta Hawks 133-126. Caris LeVert, 31 points, including 9 in the final 2 minutes and 17 seconds of the game. The Warriors overpowered the OKC Thunder, silenced them 118-97. Steph Curry, 34 points and 7 assists on the night. And last but not the least, the Lakers and the Clippers. It was the Clippers prevailing 118-94.
Chelsea rivals, a great one. Paul George, 24 points on the night.
Yeah.
Okay, the match for the day. Talking about the Brooklyn Nets and the Mavs. Now, when you don't have, at first, when we didn't have full complement of the players, you always say that once you have Kyrie Irving, you don't even need to worry about other players. But from all indication right now, the Nets are actually feeling the heat. The absence of James Harden is getting to them. Because look at Doncic had just 24 points. Tim Hardaway had 23 of his own. And, of course, you have Kyrie Irving putting up 45 points, but he didn't get much help. No. That's the reason they lost.
That's why they lost, especially you would expect help from KD. But KD struggled to find his shots, especially in the second half. Finished just 1 for 10 from the field. That's really poor. I mean, KD's by standards, by any standard, as a matter of fact, that's a poor shooting night. And for the Nets, it's a bit worrying. To be going into the postseason in this fashion, stuttering fashion, you have to say. But the coach Steve Nash and the star point guard Kyrie are just looking on the bright side. They say a silver lining in all of this that's going to actually put them in good stead for the playoffs. Let's listen to Steve Nash now, as well as Kyrie Irving.
it's a little bit of uncharted territory for this group. So this is good for us, frankly. We all want to win every night, and I would have much preferred to win tonight, but some adversity, some higher level competition is I think what this team needs going into the playoffs. We have no common experiences together in that setting, and so these are a little bit of a dress rehearsal when you're playing playoff teams that need wins, that are really coming out to try to win these games and play at a high level. So this is good for us. The adversity is good for us. We're going to face adversity in the playoffs, and without having some adversity, now, it may not afford us as much as going through this adversity.
It's about time we got tested, in terms of just having to think the game on a different level, knowing that teams are shaping up for the playoffs, and we've done our best to make sure that we're ready to play, but now we got to think the game going against some of these good teams, especially on the road. I mean, it's inevitable in terms of going into other people's home floors. They know the rims well. They know the courts well. I mean, everybody feels comfortable in their home. So we just got to be aware of that, and I think these last few games have proven that. It's tough to win on the road when you're making mistakes and turning the ball over, and sometimes throughout the possessions in the game, you're not playing with the resolve you would want. So stuff happens, but I think it's good that we have these tests now and these challenges,
Yes, it's better to lose now than to lose in the playoffs. That's the message coming from Steve Nash and Kyrie as well. To 4 straight losses, season high for the Brooklyn Nets. Twice they've lost against the Bucks, close losses. They lost against the Portland Trail Blazers as well. And last night's close loss again to the Dallas Mavericks. But the good news is James Harden is on his way back. He's very confident that he will be ready to go for the playoffs. So they can look forward to that.
They should look forward to that. I think it's better, as it mentioned, it's better to slow them down. Just know what your weaknesses are.
Yeah.
And then
work
on it before the postseason, which is really important for those players. They're not just willing to make the playoffs like that, but they just want to go there and compete.
There's pressure. There's pressure on them to go on and win this title
after, that's what is important.
After putting together this incredible
just look at
roster.
Just look at 5 All-Stars starting again. Incredible. All right, talk about the Lakers right now, the defending champs. Not looking good for them at all, especially without James Harden.
Without LeBron James. Yeah.
Well, Anthony Davis didn't come to the party in this one, but you have Kawhi Leonard and the others coming to the party. Kai Kuzma had 25 points, just the highest guy on the night.
Yeah, so Paul George led the way, led 7 players in double figures with 27 points for the LA Clippers. With that victory now, they've now moved into number 3 in the Western Conference playoff race. For Kawhi, 15 points on the night, 8 rebounds and 6 assists. While for the Lakers, this loss keeps them at number 6 in the Western Conference. They've lost 4 of 5 with 6 games remaining in the regular season. Kyle Kuzma led the way with 25 points. AD struggled, limited to just 4 points on 2 of 9 shots.
Spent 9 minutes on court also.
Before had to leave the game as well, with a ankle injury. So the Lakers have health issues, and that's looking like a major headache for them going into the playoffs.
It is. The big one. It is. Just hopefully they can overcome that and be ready to compete in the playoffs. Top performance on the night, Aya?
Yes, top performers. Kyrie, 45, 5 and 4 for the Nets in their loss against the Mavs. Next up is Steph Curry, the chef, 34, 4 and 7. The Warriors as well were on the winning side.
30 points in 18 games.
What a play.
20 points 18 times in the last 20 games. That guy is ridiculous.
Yes. Trae Young, 34 and 10 for the Hawks. Surprisingly, they lost
again.
Against the Pacers. Let's move on to Caris LeVert, having a fantastic time for the Indiana Pacers, 31, 3 and 12. Pascal Siakam. It's been a terrible season for the Toronto Raptors, perhaps because
they're out of the plane, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah, this loss is as good as them not having any other chance.
Knocked out, so it simply means no hope for them at all.
Yeah,
Russell Westbrook were the ones ensuring that happened, pushing them to that verge of elimination from the playing tournament. They're thinking they can even make. How do you do 44 points and not being able to get in? I think just maybe that 3-point attempt that he missed, you know, to actually, in overtime, for a win for Toronto. Maybe that's just another one.
Too
We'll leave
bad.
the NBA and quickly go to tennis, Tayo.
Yes, Madrid Masters. Yeah, we have a bit of a shock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Stefanos Tsitsipas is out of the Madrid Open.
In the very second round against Casper Ruud.
Yeah, it's just like, who is that?
Now you know who he is. Anyways, Casper Ruud earned one of the biggest wins of his career, upsetting Stefanos Tsitsipas 7-6, 6-4 to reach the quarterfinals of the Madrid Open. Previously, this guy, Cecilia, had never won against top 5 players. Now it's taken out Stefanos Tsitsipas. That would do his confidence a world of good. And as a player to definitely watch out for. The match
Canelo and Billy Jones bouts.
Yes. We're just 1 day away, 24 hours thereabouts away from that super middleweight title fight between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders. This particular matchup is interesting because it's going to be in front of the biggest sporting crowd since the start of the pandemic. Makes it very special. We've seen fans already returning to arenas. We saw fans in Jacksonville for UFC 261, where Kamaru became or retained his welterweight title. This time around, though, we're having over 70,000 fans, expected to come watch the champ, pound for pound, best boxer in the world, defend his titles, WBA, WBC, WBO, and the Ring magazine titles against Billy Joe Saunders. So Billy Joe is very confident that he will have his hands raised on the night. Let's listen to him now. Sounds very confident, Cecilia.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. I mean, as a boxer, you're supposed to. I mean, if you go into a fight not believing you can win, you might as well not.
There's no point going into it.
Billy Joe is unbeaten in 30 fights. Canelo lost once.
He's not human against Floyd Mayweather. Unanimous decision.
When he was very, very young.
Of course.
And
Floyd Mayweather avoided it until he retired.
Exactly.
Okay.
This is a different animal right now.
55 bouts.
Incredible. At
37 knockouts.
He's not even 30 years.
Yes, it was 5. Sometimes just wonder.
Well, I mean, top professional as a teenager. And it's going to be, I'm just looking forward to seeing Billy Joe just at least make this guy work.
Yeah, make him work up to the 5th, 6th round. He's not going to get up to that.
For how long? How long? Just make him work and let us enjoy a bit of action because Canelo is overwhelming favorites for this fight.
Okay, let's go to exhibition 1. From the serious one to the very unserious one now. Floyd Mayweather retired. It's coming back. Of course, it's going to be fighting against a YouTuber who is an amateur boxer. He's just trying to, what it is now, Logan Paul.
Exhibition boxing. That's what it is. I don't understand why, boxing fans just cannot take this for what it is. It's exhibition. There's no need to get mad at this guy for trying to earn, some good money. Anyways, we're going to get to see Floyd Mayweather Jr., the best ever.
That's him, right?
Like calls himself. Look at him. Still looks in great shape.
As if he's just 30.
Still in the gym almost all the time. Of course, taking on Logan Paul. Logan Paul, I mean, the height differences are obviously very, very clear. He's the bigger man. He's the younger guy as well, too. But I would expect Floyd Mayweather, even if he's 100 years old, to take care of Logan Paul, whether exhibition or not. Anyways, a lot of trash went down. Trash talk, of course, expectedly went down between these two guys. And I'm just looking forward to seeing, just entertainment. That's what this is about. And I'm not expecting anything other than that. So let's get to listen to the two actors telling us about what to expect in their matchup. It's got nothing to lose, Cecilia. Why are you laughing?
Just end the money. That's what I mean. Just end the money.
I'll say this guy's got one fight
of course.
in his career. Lost against KSI, another YouTube star. And going up against one of the greatest boxers of all time, even though it's exhibition, 50-0, perfect record.
Of course.
You expect Mayweather to just play with him. for as long as the bout lasts, and we just have a bit of fun and we
It's
move
an
on.
exhibition game, so we enjoy it while it lasts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll leave that. We quickly touch down. We still have a few times. Quickly touch down on what's happening with Team Nigeria. We know that the last time when they couldn't go for the World Relays and the ministry said they were going to start organizing, they were going to make sure that they compete
go for
into
other
meets that they can qualify for the Olympics. We're talking about the relay team. So yesterday they left, Abuja for the USA to compete for a series of meets that will help them to get that qualification that they deserve when it comes to, that they want to earn when it comes to the Tokyo Olympic Games. And these guys just ready to leave. And we know we have the regular guys talking about Joe Gabriel, Grace,
Kocha.
We saw a whole lot of them. And of course, you have Enoch Adegoke. So many of them just trying. 16 athletes in total, are going for the US to participate in the meet. And before that time, they've been training in Abuja. The minister went to see them, visit them, just encourage them. Okay, don't be sad. Yes, you've missed out of this, but there are
You missed out in Poland, but we were still going to provide you opportunities.
But they would have loved to be in that Poland because
but that's in the past now. Now they got to move forward.
They have
that's why they're traveling.
That's why they're traveling, and everyone's actually happy about that. The fact that they're traveling and they will be representing the country so well in the US, in Texas, where they'll be participating in 5 relay events, different events. Or just hopefully they will be able to get something and get that qualification that is needed. We know that provisionally, the 4 by 100 meters women have qualified based on ranking provisionally, but they need to actually, have some more to ensure they're not pushed out of that position they're currently in. But we need to go on a break now. When we come back, Austin Okonakwa will join us to talk about this and so much more. We still have the Nigerian Women's Football League Premiership playoffs and, of course, Europa League to talk about. Welcome back. Okay, before Austin joins us this morning, so you can talk to us on our Twitter handle. Arsenal may just miss out of Europe next season. I didn't say they will, because they're still in running for Europa League spots. But the Champions League spots, it's going to be difficult.
What Champions League spots are you talking about?
What
Champions League spots? They have no chance of getting into the top 4.
So what you're thinking now is how to get into Europe. So tell us, can they make it into Europa next season? So you're going to be having 5 seasons in a row. Arsenal will not be playing the Champions League. An opportunity for them to beat Villarreal, get to the final, see if they can overcome Man United and get the trophy, get to top 4. They missed out. So tell us about Arsenal. What has happened? Is Arteta really a baby coach, as people are saying? Should he remain? Should he leave?
That's it. I mean, should Arteta, Arsenal fans, should Arteta remain as the coach? Should he be in charge of this process?
For next season, this process that is not working.
So let us know your thoughts on that.
Tell us about that. Of course, United. Tell us about that too. And yeah, basically. Okay, Austin Okonakwa will join us now this morning. Austin, just your thoughts quickly on Nigeria going to the US to take part in a series of meets that will help them to qualify for the relay at the Tokyo 2020 Games. Good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Good morning, Cecilia. Good morning, Tayo. Good morning to Shots. Party greetings to all our viewers because, there are different time zones and regions. So it's good to be on the show. It was about this time last week I was livid with the Athletics Federation of Nigeria and the ministry as regards how they're treating athletes. Though they've jumped up on this, which is commendable, but, it is what it is. I talked about conditioning. I talked about state of mind. There's so much, psychological development involved in, going towards for a competition, how you prepare for it, and the main event itself. With this, they've come, the ministry, remember, it is the ministry versus AFN. The ministry says with this, they've confirmed that it was visa issues that stopped the team from going to Poland. And then now they're going to Texas for this series of relays. So we hope that the athletes do themselves some good, pick up, qualification to the Olympics. It doesn't solve the problem, Cecilia. Let's not forget. It's just somebody proving that I can show you that it can go my way, So we want a unified body. We want a progressive body. We want the teams, the coaches, the AFN, the ministry to have a unity of purpose. You're representing the country. There should be some level of understanding so that productivity can be achieved. So shout out to the ministry because I'm always for the athletes. At least the athletes have an opportunity. Joy Udogwu is a fantastic athlete. Grace did so well at the National Sports Festival. It would be good for her to sustain the momentum. You mentioned Enoch Adegoke also, and some other athletes. They need competitions. They need to go out there and compete. I love the fact that they made it to Texas. So let's see. We're monitoring the situation.
Okay, their first event will be May 9th. I hope they will be fit and ready for that because today is 7th. It's so close. Okay, but we won't discuss that. So quickly talk about, because so early, so close. Quickly talk about, yes, the Super Falcons. Okay. The good news is the USA, usually the US women's national team, every summer when they are preparing for different competitions, they have this summer series that they play. So this year, they've added Nigeria to the teams that will be taking part. They have Jamaica also in that. Portugal is part of it, the four-nation tourney that they will be in. So all of us are actually celebrating here that the Super Falcons will be in the US come June to play this game. Yes, US want to use it as a warm-up for the Olympics because they are at the Olympics. So for the Super Falcons, how good is this for them? A huge opportunity for them to play with the very best in the world and also get, cohesion since they have a new coach.
Fantastic, Cecilia. Another opportunity for Randy Waldrum to take a look at this team. It was sometime this year they went to Turkey, right? About 2 months ago. They were in Turkey. And so now they have an opportunity to be at this foundation tournament in June. It's all about building a team and getting better. And this is so good because we've not played the United States women's soccer team in a friendly, if I'm not wrong. It has to be in a proper competition.
Yes.
So it would be good to play them and, look at ways to, and see ways that we can tackle them because, that's about the best team in the world when you talk about women's football. So it will be good. Portugal is also in the mix and then Jamaica. But nothing beats the fact that Coach Waldrum will have another opportunity to take a look at this team. There are talents everywhere. So those that didn't get an opportunity to prove themselves at the competition in Turkey, they have another round to, jump on in June. Look, this is the engine room of any team that wants to do well competitions. You need to go out there. Even if it's just a friendly with just one team, but with a four-nation tournament, it gets better. So I'm super excited that women's football is in the front. The NFF, they said this at the start of the year that they will give attention to women's football, and it's good to see that they're keeping to their words.
Yeah, interesting. I'm talking about keeping the ladies busy, the women busy. Cecilia, another competition is in the offing, right in Nigeria, the Aisha Buhari Invitational. That announcement was made by NFF President Amaji Pinnick just a couple of days ago. So the more the merrier for the Falcons, and it's just fantastic. For about a year, we lamented how these girls and these ladies went for long periods without actually playing. Now it seems they're being bombarded with competitions, and that's always a positive. Let's listen to Amaji Pinnick's announcement of this latest competition for the Falcons.
In September this year, we'll be having an invitational tournament for the six strongest women's team in Lagos. It's called the Aisha Buhari Invitational Tournament. We have confirmation from Morocco, we have from Mali, we have from Ghana, we have from South Africa, and we are from Cameroon. We are doing that as a preparatory tournament, Maybe if not this one, the next edition, we want to bring in the Argentina female national team, if they want to come, because Romania has also indicated its interest to be part of this maiden edition. So the head of the secretariat, who is the chief executive officer of the secretariat, the general secretary, will get in touch with you and see the possibility. If they can't come for this first edition, we don't mind, we'll bring them to Nigeria.
Yeah, that's a great one there coming from Amaji Pinnick. I'm so happy because he is a man of his words now. So I can really say when he say it, so we'll believe it. Right?
We'll see.
We'll see about that. So another one is coming. June, the Falcons will play 3 countries. USA, Jamaica, and Portugal. September, another coming. And we know Alcon is next year. Okay. All right. Quickly, where do we go? Nigerian Women's Football League Premiership playoffs. Yes, we have the teams that will be battling for survival. Battling for survival. The 4 teams that will be taking part in that. We have the Dream Star ladies that will be taking part in it. We have the Ibom Angels and Pelican Stars are the teams that will be taking part. Now, the top 2 that will finish at first will stay, while the last 2 will go down on relegation. Yes, today we have the draws. The draws will be done today. The teams meeting will be done today. And from tomorrow, you have 2 games. On Sunday, you have 2 games. And, of course, on Tuesday, you have the wrap-up of the games. And so whoever's going to win will stay. The 2 that will be top will stay, and the last 2 will go down. Austin, just a quick one on this one.
When you take a closer look at my name, you know where my heart goes for the 2 teams that will stay. But
I know.
But because I'm a professional, I'll stay objective on this. I think Dream Star ladies need to have a chance to stay in the league. It will be an encouragement for teams, for more teams to come into the league. And I know the management have been putting a lot of hard work into, ensuring that they promote women's football. So let's see if they can, pick one of the 2, slots to stay in the league. Pelican Stars, a traditional team. It's shocking that they're even in this situation, So let's see if they can jump on this redemption plan. Ibom Angels, they were disappointing all season, so an opportunity for them. Abia Angels too. Cecilia, remember 2 seasons ago, Abia Angels was the toast of the league. We're talking about them, So you wonder what is responsible for this. What am I wondering? It's COVID.
Yeah, it is definitely, because it's hard for these girls to really keep up, especially 2020. They didn't play games. So coming back to camp, some players had to go. The money wasn't really there. And so a whole lot happened. And it's hard now. So it's all the clubs that have money that can really keep their players, keep them happy, and then see how they can survive. As you mentioned, where Dreamstar is favorite. Remember the last time they escaped relegation, they stayed in. We'll see if they can also pull up that upset this time around, because they happen to be the youngest
and
team.
the fact that Rivers Angels could even beat them in Lagos.
Yes, that's another thing. That's another thing. So it's like when you push them to the wall, they have a way of just bouncing back. See if they can do that bounce back and stay in the league.
Fingers crossed. We'll see. We wish all the teams are all the best as they try to, retain their top flight status in the Nigerian Women's Professional Football League. There's a big match in the NNL.
Van Dresa and 3SC on Saturday. Austin, where would that go?
Well, we don't know. We don't know yet. All we know is Van Dresa, I've got a new coach. And it's been talking tough. Let's put it that way. Tony Bullis is his name.
I feel like a lion already. It's great. We're looking for good game, winning mentality, and we want to roll like a lion. We want to bring in everything into the team. We want to see a new Van Dresa FC. We want to see a different mentality from what we've been used to.
Baptism of fire, 3SC.
Baptism of fire, indeed. 3SC favourites to come up this season into the Premier League. Yeah, should be very interesting. Austin, just in 30 seconds, what are you expecting in this matchup on Saturday?
Well, it's been a good game of football. We know the fire that Shooting Stars is blazing with right now. But Van Dresa, pretty disappointing what happened to them in their last match against Dynamite Force, having that goal that was ruled for offside. Such decisions can actually dampen the morale. But they're professionals, and they've got Tony Bolos that is loved at the Agege Stadium, and that said he wants to bring in the winning mentality. He's got a good test with Shooting Stars. Let's see.
That's a great test. Let's see about that. Okay, Ada Peters will join us now. We'll be talking Europa League. I know Ada Peters will not be happy about that because she's an Arsenal fan. But then your team, they're out. We can't see all English final in Europa League. Yes, we're seeing it in the Champions League, but Europa League, Arsenal just couldn't make that happen for us. So Ada Peters, good morning. It's good to have you join us this morning.
Good morning, Cici. Thanks for having me on the show this morning.
Okay.
I see your face.
I see your face because your thoughts on this particular, we didn't expect Arsenal to just play a goalless game. But before we see your face, let's just maybe confirmation of what went down last night between, Arsenal, Villarreal, and Manchester United and AS Roma, where you have both sides. Yes, United lost and Arsenal couldn't win. United lost away from home in Rome, but at home, Arsenal just couldn't get a goal at all. Yes, confirmation of what went down. 3-2, it ended 8-5 as the first of goals.
Roma restoring a bit of dignity
They needed
in that game. But for the Arsenal, very disappointing end to the match. They needed just one goal, and they couldn't get it, even though they came, pretty close twice. Aubameyang, But for Arsenal, it's a very, very sad situation for them. Adapitas is going to be joining us shortly to give us our thoughts on that game. But before then, let's take a listen to the post-match thoughts of Mikel Arteta. Says he's very devastated.
Well, we are devastated. We had so much enthusiasm and desire to be in that final. We know how much it meant to the club, to our fans, to ourselves to be in that final, have the chance to win a title and be in the Champions League next season. And it's a huge blow. The night started in a difficult way, losing Granit in the warm-up, having to change straight away and put in another player that hasn't featured for a long time. And I think the first half, we weren't good enough with the ball. I think we had a lot of problems in our build-up to get anything clean into the final third, to dominate the game, to have composure and a little bit of confidence. We changed it at halftime. We were much better. But in the final moments, we hit the post twice and we missed a chance with an empty goal.
They tried and tried and tried, just didn't happen. Ada, your thoughts on the game?
It was a quite disappointing way to exit from the competition, but I feel it is the consequence of the defeat that really hurts, especially from a fan perspective, because you're looking at the first time Arsenal wouldn't be participating, in a European tournament, maybe for about a quarter of a century. So that really hurts. But looking at the game, it's you have to look at Arteta's tactics for the game. He was kind of cagey. It seemed like his game plan was just to play 0-0 and hopefully we get a goal on the counter and close the game. But that didn't seem to work. And using Partey as a one-man pivot in midfield also wasn't a really good approach. It was also sort of typical Arteta trial and error. Especially the way we've seen him trying different things. He played free at the back. And obviously, Xhaka was injured right at the last minute before the game. He had to put Tierney in the game. But, even with that in the mix, he could have tried to just stick with the normal formation that the team is used to. The team seemed to be playing so conservatively over the two legs, just one or two shots on target. So I feel Villarreal sort of merited it, and Unai Emery sort of must feel some form of vindication, knocking out Arsenal at the Emirates right there where he lost his job. And for a manager like Arteta, it's time for him to be self-critical, to look at himself and see whether he's in need of maybe a sabbatical, something to get more experience. Really? In fairness to him, he didn't take a job at Arsenal that was easy. He inherited a kind of a problematic situation with Arsenal, and a lack of experience. I'm not sure just assisting Mourinho or Pep or any big manager in the globe is enough qualification to put Arsenal to where they need to be.
Talking about where they need to be, of course, this season is pretty much a done and dusted, well documented, a very bad season for the Gunners. But talking about where they need to be, for you, do you think Arteta should be the guy to continue this process? The last time we had you on the show, we talked about the process. Is it the right man to carry on this rebuild of the Gunners?
If you look at Arsenal, especially under Arteta, and as you rightly said, the way the season has gone, it seems as if the team is going backwards. Arsenal seems to be on a steep decline. Every time we are getting new records, I'm hearing about how a club has never beat up us in their history, but then they are beating us home and away. Aston Villa, Wolves, some very interesting clubs beating Arsenal home and away this season. 13 defeats or so in the season, fewest shots on goal, fewest number of goals from the midfield, etc. I mean, with Arteta, you have to see the same problems, and there's not been any tactical evolution in what is his philosophy? You know, what is he trying to do with the team? That's the reason why we have the same problems. If it's not disciplinary issues, it's creating chances. We don't create chances. We concede goals the same way. So I'm not so sure. Arsenal, if you look back, especially with the last couple of managers, they don't seem like a club that actually hire a big manager. Even Wenger, at the time he came, he was relatively unknown, Ljungberg, and etc. I mean, even if Arsenal is not ready to invest in a big manager, people are talking about Antonio Conte, Allegri. I feel that it is time for them to hire someone with the requisite experience to rebuild the team and introduce the team back to the levels of glory that they're familiar with. Can Arteta do the job? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, so in other words, Arteta is not the man for you. We need to go on a break now, and we'll come back. You're still with us, of course. Austin is still on as well to be getting his thoughts on Arsenal. Join us again. You're welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. We're still talking about the issues, the Arsenal issues. Let me put it that way. And Austin, you're listening to Ada, and from everything she said, it's safe to say that wasn't an endorsement of Mikel Arteta at all. What about you? Is Arteta the man to take Arsenal forward?
I doubt it. You know, when I was listening to Ada, I was shaking my head. I was like, hey, yeah, Arsenal fans. Tayo, Cecilia, and Ada, remember last week when we had this discussion, when we were previewing this game, I told you guys that my fear is that Arsenal, they've been terrible at home. Remember, I said this, that they can be complacent when playing at home. So it was difficult. After yesterday's result, Arsenal failed to score in 10 home matches within a single season in all competitions. And it is happening for the first time in the club's history. So I just knew that it was going to be difficult. If that game was an away game, would have seen some spark in them. So there's just something about the Emirates this season, and there's just something about Mikel Arteta not getting into the mentality of the players. Why it would be difficult to blame him? Because remember when he won the FA Cup, everybody started singing praises. And that's something about life. Success has got a lot of friends. Maybe he needs time. Maybe this Arsenal crop of players aren't committed enough. Maybe the style of play. There's just something wrong when you lose to Aston Villa and some other teams that Arsenal shouldn't be heard of losing, to in the league. Then you know that there's a problem. I think the manager needs to take a look at the team again. He also needs to tell himself if he can continue with the job. He has come out to say he's not scared of being sacked. But with this result, not scoring at home in 10 matches, Arsenal, it's enough to say goodbye to Arteta.
Wow.
He's not the man for the job, right? That's what you're saying. Your summary is Arteta should go. So we can't trust the process anymore. So two guests don't trust the process anymore. Just let him go and get someone new for the new season. Quickly, Ada, your thoughts in 30 seconds. Just wrap up our United game. They could have won, but as usual, Ole did his thing and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, I actually had an eye on the game. United they are playing very well. They have a good gel and cohesion to their team. But good to see them, just get enough they've done the work in the first half, in the first leg of the game at home. Ole obviously knew that. We saw this in all the parts of the game. Roma needed to play for the pride. They needed to redeem themselves at home. Maybe signal to Mourinho that they are a team to be taken seriously. So it was good to see United get to their second Europa League final.
Okay. Austin, quickly, 30 seconds, your thoughts.
Shout out to United. I said it to you guys that game was already done and dusted. You know, I wonder why that was peeping into it when Arsenal was in serious trouble. You know, so I think with this, I can boldly say United can go on to win Europa League this season. I want Villarreal to do something. They have Samuel Chukwueze there, but with what United has shown, look, that's what Arsenal needed to tell themselves, Cecilia. Everything they had was hanging on this Europa, and they didn't just go for it. Sad.
The hunger is not there. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Ada, for joining us on the program this morning.
Always a delight, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. All right, quickly, let's just take a look at the games for this weekend in the English Premier League. I know all eyes will obviously be on Manchester City and Chelsea because both clubs will be meeting in the final of the Champions League. More like a test run that will be happening this weekend for those two sides. But we have other games coming up today. Leicester City and Newcastle playing tonight. Leeds and Tottenham on Saturday. Manchester City and Chelsea Saturday, 5 p.m. Nigerian time. Liverpool and Southampton will also be in action on Saturday. And flip over to the games on Sunday where you have Manchester United will be playing Aston Villa. That's when they'll begin the series of the games they will be playing. On Sunday, they're playing Aston Villa. On Tuesday, they're playing Leicester City. And on Thursday, they're playing Liverpool. I think it's a whole run of big fixtures for them. Wolves and Brighton are also in action. West Ham and Everton. There you have Arsenal and West Brom at the games to look at for this weekend. So Arsenal know they need to beat West Brom and see how they can climb the top and get the Europa League spot again, because that's now their belt. Okay. Some tweets before we look at the papers.
Yes.
Okay. I'll start reading. Who do I start with? Okay, I'll start with okay, Noble Flyer Maya, just in front of. Okay, Arsenal days of men. Arsenal days of men like Keon, Kanu, Vieira, Paulo, Lundberg, Adams are gone. They shouldn't sack Arteta if they know what's good for them. I'm sorry to tell Chukwueze that he should wait again for another opportunity for silverware as United is coming home with the trophy. Okay, he's a United fan. SK just says Arsenal position on the Premier League speaks volume. This is Arteta's level. They should learn from Chelsea. Osaga, he says, I think Mikel Arteta should be sacked. Straightforward. Chinedu says, if Mikel Arteta remains, there has to be big cost to ensure Arsenal does not slip further to relegation. Arsene Wenger should be back as director of football. At least 3 new additions worth 150 million. Pounds should be hired, talking about the players that are coming in. Richard says Pep Guardiola is a great coach, but a terrible teacher. I mean, look at Arteta. Come on. Jonathan says Arsenal lack the mentality to win games and needs to change their coach and get a coach with winning mentality and support the players, support them and get serious players. And Big Idris says Arteta is an experiment gone wrong. He has failed to change the lackluster mentality bedeviling the players. His time is up. There's so many. Okay, Law Alpha says, I'm still at loss why Arsenal weren't able to score a goal. No English top flight team could miss that chance to advance. Too bad. Okay, Joseph, we saw your tweet, and Bruce, we saw your tweet, but we can't take all of them. Papers quickly, Tayo.
Yes.
Complete sports, and here you have Onoachu wants Arsenal move. Really? Okay. All right. That's just Sporting Sun. We'll see my faces another COVID-19 threat. Okay.
All right, let's go to Sporting Life now. I want to win trophies for Nigeria. That's Alex Iwobi. Zidane ready to walk away from Real Madrid. Chukwueze injured. They missed Europa League final. Hopefully that's not the case. Barca holds key to Aguero's future. Tottenham hold positive talks with Conte. Really? That's quite interesting. Conte to Tottenham.
It's not going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen. I'll be very, very surprised. Barcelona confirmed parties are traded to Porto for knee check. What else again? Mourinho wants Diane Oibie at Roma. They hear on Roma's radar as well to nicely audition yesterday in goal for Manchester United.
Yeah, not a good audition. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Have a fantastic weekend.
I am Tayo Salam. Thanks for watching.